Hey everyone, it's Zane. Welcome back to the channel. We are again at Strata Motorsports here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Big thank you to Mir, the owner, and my good friend Chris for helping me reach over here and look at all the cars and being such great hosts. So as you can see in the inside, of course, we do have this beautiful decor and everything. Looks gorgeous, all the cars and everything. But today we are checking out the 2006 Ferrari F430. Okay, this is really big news for Ferrari. When it first came out, this was a huge deal because this is the first time that Ferrari really transitioned into that modern mid-engine V8 era after the 360 Modena, of course, to where the cars became more towards, how we know them as the icons, like the 458 Italia, the 430 Scuderia variant of this. This was kind of the trend where Ferrari seriously became very modern in its racing and motorsports feel for their road cars. Like the Ferrari Enzo, of course, came out. That was a huge deal. It was basically like the LaFerrari of its time. And then this was your standard V8 mid-engine Ferrari car. The Cavallino looking great as always, no doubt about that. And just the stance of the car is still to this day so elegant to look at, so beautiful. Such a well done design. Obviously you got those intakes towards the back. I love noticing how Ferrari does their aerodynamics, because what they do differently to other manufacturers is that they kind of angle those parts and bits to not disrupt the design of the car, but at the same time enhance the car's performance, which is just fantastic. So as you can see, even like this view mirror touch is just beautiful. Being like a huge F1 fan and loving aerodynamics, I love noticing these little details. Look at the view mirror, the way it's designed, still very thin to look at, of course. And then you even have F430 written on it, basically embossed into the paint. And then over here, as you can see, another one of the coat of arms with the Cavallino on it. Beautiful wheels. The car looks absolutely fantastic. This particular example has around 8,000 miles. What a spec. And speaking of the spec, this is actually going to be Rosso Scuderia as your red color, not Rosso Corsa, as most Ferraris are, to be honest. Generally, when somebody buys a red other than Rosso Corsa, they buy maybe Rosso Dino, which is more orange, or Rosso Fulca, which is a little darker. So this Rosso Scuderia is probably my personal favorite, being an F1 fan, because a lot of the historic Ferrari cars would be, the F1 cars would be painted, I believe, mostly in Rosso Scuderia. So you kind of have this more light, almost pinkish orangish effect compared to Rosso Corsa. 4.3 liter V8, that's what F430 is for. You have 490 horsepower, absolutely beautiful design. Of course, you have the red heads, the signature basically Testarossa look of the engine bay, beautiful, and you can see it all on display. You got these little vents to let out air from the back as well. And then coming onto the back, you also have this outlet for your air to pull out. So this is back in the days when there were still 4 lights for your mid-engine V8 Ferraris, as well as, of course, the 4 exhausts. And look at that diffuser. We were just talking about in the Urus Performante video how there was such a small diffuser because the car was quite tall. You wouldn't really get anything to work. But since this thing is so low, look at the way the diffuser is shaped, so angry. So, each slat is really long, first of all, kind of similar to like an F1 car or a GT3 race car. But as well as the severe angle that it has, pushes the air upwards, and really kind of compresses the air underneath the car as well, which is fantastic. Gorgeous, look at that. And of course over here it says Pininfarina. This was designed in collaboration between Pininfarina and Frank Stevenson, one of the legendary designers in the automotive industry. Him, Gordon Murray, Adrian Newey, these people are legends in the car engineering and design community. Whether it's aerodynamics, whether it's the beauty of the car, absolutely fantastic. Wow, look at that. So we got beige Tradizione on the inside, the classic traditional beige that most Ferraris have. Some of them also have the Clio brown interior, which is one of my personal favorites, but this is gorgeous still. Boom, the door closes just like that, and look at this interior. It's way more classic than you see, of course, in the modern Ferraris. You got the signature tack in the middle, which is one of my favorites. Pretty clean readout. But what's very interesting to me is that a lot of this interior kind of reminds me, it kind of harks back almost to like the 80s and 90s of Ferrari. It wasn't very modern even for its time, I believe. But one thing that is very modern in this car for its time is, of course, obviously the engine start-stop button. You still put the key in the side and then press the start button. But more importantly, it's the Manettino dial. This is the first car to feature the Manettino dial in Ferrari. And I believe they were inspired by, of course, they worked with Michael Schumacher at the time, because of course he was racing for Ferrari, and what a legendary partnership that was. That's why they brought in this basically F1 like control onto the steering wheel, so where you could switch between, you know, race, sport, and down there is your I believe this was your wet mode, and then they had this kind of almost snow mode. I guess it has a snowflake, which is very interesting. And then over here you do have your CT off button basically. I believe it says CST on that one. On this particular Manatino, but later on it became CT off. You hold this and it turns off important traction control and stability control features. Anyways, and look at the quality of the dial as well. Anyways, you got a pretty standard radio over here, some climate controls, very, very normal, much more like function over form basically in this Ferrari. And looking out, I mean, pretty good visibility. The way I'm sitting here is pretty comfortable for me, to be honest. I was not expecting this level of space in an older Ferrari, but and of course it has power seats, so as I make my seat kind of, I have good room. It's just that I'm sitting a bit tall, I would say, in this car. But man, look at this. We got the Daytona seats looking absolutely gorgeous. Look at those layers of leather on it, even the whole door panel like that. Absolutely fantastic. The view mirror is one of the best view mirrors in the industry. The reason why I say that is because you could see the engine in the back. I mean, obviously the view mirror is pretty normal. It's not anything crazy. What I meant by that is that we can see this absolute beauty, this 4.3 liter naturally aspirated V8, 490 horsepower. This particular one does have your F1 gearbox, your 6-speed. You can also get a 6-speed manual, of course. The gated manual, I believe, was still available for this all the way till the end of the F430. That is an amazing sound. That is really good.
Nice, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so let me know what you think about this beautiful F430. What a nice example. They took such good care of this. It's paint protected as well. You know, it's been very well taken care of. The inside smells like a classic Ferrari with the leather smell and everything. All the details for the car will be listed in the description of this video. Anyways, that was this video on Auto Group. Quick little walk around of this gorgeous F430. Thank you.